Hey, it's Rick. It's Friday, July. I wrote it down in the book here. Sorry. July 27th. Excuse the mess. It's just clothes. Clean clothes. So today is Relational Day, and I had mentioned in another video that I'm doing this little 400 writing prompts for my daughter and me. So basically, you get blank pages and tells you something to write. And so what I'm doing is I'm using this book as a way to communicate with my daughter. Her mom and I are divorced, so I don't see her all the time. I get to see her when I can. I get her every other weekend. But I just wanted to find a way to connect with her more, and so going on this idea of having a Relational Friday. This is the little book. The first four, since I've only done four so far, started this on July 24th. The first one, the first writing prompt, it says, while at the beach you decide to write a message in a bottle, what would it say? Who would you like to find it? And I basically wrote a message in a bottle to my daughter. The second one, it says, if you fell down a rabbit hole, what do you think you'd find? Put my answer in there. The third one says, name the top 10 things on your bucket list. And then the one for today, it says, if you wrote a song about your love life. Huh, I read that wrong. I thought it said, if you wrote a song about your life, what would the title be? Write the first verse. So it's funny that I'm catching that on this video. I already did it, but I thought it said, if you wrote a song about your life, what would the title be? Write the first verse. It's kind of funny. This could go with the if it was about your love life too. It's interesting. It's interesting the way that happens. But anyways, I'm going to read to you in the video my top 10 bucket list, because I've always wanted to write a bucket list down, and I sort of in my head I've always had these are the things that I would want to do or have, and as I was writing my little bucket list for this book, I realized I want to do more things than have things. So here are my top 10. My number one has been my number one for a long time. I want to surf in Hawaii. That would be awesome. I don't need the big waves, just to surf. It would be cool. Number two, see the pyramids in Egypt. I remember going to the museum one time. This is when I was older. I mean, I've been to the museum a bunch of times when I was younger, but as I got older, I remember going to the museum, and there was this block of stone. I don't know if it was granite or whatever, at the Field Museum in Chicago, and it's open so you can touch it. And I think it said on the plaque that this block of stone held a sarcophagus. Is that right? Like the coffins for the mummies. And on the plaque it said something about this stone being 5,000 years old or some shit. And I was just you get to touch it. And I was like, holy fuck, I'm touching something that's been touched by man in another part of the world. It was probably chiseled somehow to get this coffin in. You could see the box shape in the middle of this big piece of stone. I just thought it was the coolest thing to connect with humanity that way. 5,000 years, it was just amazing. So I would love to see the pyramids in Egypt. Number three, I would love to visit Greece. Growing up, I was a big Star Wars fan, so hearing all these mythological stories about the Greek gods and stuff like that was kind of cool. But as I got older, the thing that fascinated with me about Greece was their form of government, how democracy and republics and stuff like that were born. And aside from just visiting Greece for, I think, its beauty and the ruins of old cities and stuff like that. It'd be cool, again, just like the Egyptian thing, just to go back and see how civilization was. I mean, even though it's like I said, it's all ruins probably. It's not left the way it was back in their time, but it would just be cool to see that. My fourth on the bucket list would be to visit Israel. Again, going back to like where religion started, where the three big religions reside. That would be an amazing experience, I think. Number five is to visit Ireland and Scotland. I don't know why, but there's like a little something inside of me that I don't want to say identifies, because I don't know if that's the right word, but there's a part of me that's like attached to Ireland or Scotland. I don't know if it's a past life or whatever, but there's something there for me. Weird as it may sound. Number six, visit Australia. I just think it'd be cool to visit the southern part of the hemisphere of this world, and especially go to a country where they speak English, so at least I can understand what people are saying. If I had to like push it out a little bit more, I think I'd want to visit Australia and New Zealand. So that would be kind of cool. Number seven, on my bucket list, I would want to visit the pyramids in Mexico. I was born in Mexico. It's farther down on my list because growing up, like I was way more fascinated with the Egyptian pyramids. I think there's more study of the Egyptian pyramids, I would assume, than there are of like Mexico's pyramids. So I think that's why it's farther down on my list, even though I was born in Mexico. Number eight is the only non-visiting, well, not, I shouldn't say the only non-visiting, but it's the first of the non-visiting ones. And number eight would be on my bucket list to dogfight a plane. And the only reason why that's on the list is because when I was living in Florida, I saw an ad for like going up on a plane with a pilot, obviously that would be flying alone, but you get the dogfight with somebody else, and the pilots control the planes if anything crazy is going to happen, but they kind of let you fly it a little bit, so I thought that would be awesome. And again, I don't know if this is past life or whatever, but I have a little affiliation with like World War II dogfighting stuff, and I don't know if that's just from when I was a kid or something else. Number nine, provide for my family. That's on my bucket list. I created a video about me being in this little space and how I want more out of my life, and part of having more is being able to give more. So that's definitely on my bucket list. Doing stuff for my family, paying for things, taking them places, things like that. And then number 10 on the bucket list is living the good life, to live the good life. And to me, I kind of follow a little bit what Ty says about his definition of the good life is to have health, wealth, love, and happiness. I think if I really broke it down to its like bare essentials, I have all of that. But I want to experience more. And what I mean by that is like what I have on my bucket list here, like visiting all these places around the world, would just help expand who I am. And I think that's what I'm looking for when I say to live the good life is I want to experience things. I'm experiencing this little place, and that has its value, but I want to go beyond it. So that's my Friday relational video. I want to say thanks to my buddy Sheenan for dinner and drinks. The margaritas were one of them. The first one was good. The second one was kind of But part of the Relational Friday day is to spend time with people and relationships. So when I'm not with my daughter, I'm doing it through a book. Sorry for that. And then getting to spend time with coworkers and stuff like that. Just shooting the shit after work. So thanks for dinner, my man, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.